What's good, beautiful people? It's your girl Tay, and I'm here yet again with another update video. So definitely make sure you guys smash that like button, comment down below, subscribe, plus push your post notification bell button so that way anytime I upload a video, you guys will be in the know, you will be notified. All right, so jumping right into it. First things first, you guys, let's talk about what's going on with the stimulus. So we know that the IRS has sent out a lot of paper checks slash prepaid debit cards as of yesterday. However, this week they are scheduled to send out some more stimulus checks slash prepaid debit cards and some more direct deposits. So as far as we know right now, and this is coming directly from the IRS, it says the Internal Revenue Service announced yesterday, that it will begin sending out another batch of $1,400 stimulus payments this week, this time via paper checks and prepaid debit cards sent through the mail as well as by direct deposit. Now, another source actually told me that they began processing payments for this week as of Friday of last week. So that would have been the 19th. They actually started processing. So if you guys were actually able to get on that Get My Payment portal Friday, even if you had checked that morning, which again, this just goes to show how much the IRS is so all over the place, because if you go onto their website, it actually tells you that the Get My Payment tool, just like the Where's My Refund tool, will only update once, and generally it's done overnight. However, I know that from my personal experience, when I checked the Get My Payment tool on Friday of last week, it actually didn't have a payment date available when I checked it that morning. However, when I went back on there, I want to say around 5-ish, 6 o'clock in the evening, and this was mainly because there were some people that commented on the previous video saying that they had checked theirs and that it had been updated. So I went and I checked and it had been updated, and it gave me a mail out date, which is kind of confusing even still. I haven't actually called in. I know I've been telling you guys I'm going to call, but I haven't attempted to call again. I'm going to call again because I would like to know why originally they put in the Get My Payment tool that I was going to receive a direct deposit, and then they decided to mail me a check last minute. So for most people, I'm assuming that you guys have the same information from as I do in terms of when you're going to get either your direct deposit or your mail check or prepaid debit card, okay? It says this week's electronic payments will have an official pay date of March 24th. That is actually tomorrow. So some of you guys may have already received your money, depending on the type of bank that you have. If they released those funds 2 days earlier, then you would have already received it either yesterday, could have received it today, but the official release date is going to be tomorrow, March 24th, for direct deposit, okay? And then it goes on here to say, though some individuals may see money in their bank account earlier as provisional or pending deposits, the agency began sending out the first batch of direct deposits last week, with the mini payments clearing major banks on Wednesday, March 17th. But we know that there were so many people who got their payments actually before the 17th, okay? Now, in terms of the mail payments, those who are scheduled to receive a mailed paper check or either the prepaid debit card, that is going to be mailed out on Friday the 26th. Now, I'm going to take an educated guess just based off of how their system is working. We know that last week they had pretty much sent out majority of the stimulus payments. This week, they're going to send out another huge batch. They're going to have another mass update. So I'm going to take an educated guess because they wanted to have this completed by the end of March. However, they have up until the end of December 2021 to get all of these stimulus payments out. But we know they wanted to get this out as quickly as possible. So if you have not received an update, although I encourage you to check the Get My Payment tool daily, I'm going to say check it on Friday. There's a possibility that you will have a updated either deposit date, direct deposit date, or an updated mail out date for a paper check or a prepaid debit card, okay? So that's pretty much it. Now, that information is, of course, not on the website. Again, that's just me giving an educated guess based off of the fact that this is what they've been doing. They've been updating usually on Friday and then sending them out or having them going into bank accounts on the following Wednesday, okay? So I'm going to say that if you haven't already gotten a payment date this week, that you should check this week, Friday the 26th. Hopefully you'll be getting a direct deposit by March 31st. And for those who haven't received their checks by mail or it hasn't been mailed out or they don't have a mail out date, they should be having their checks or prepaid cards mailed out by the 2nd of April, okay? Now, in terms of the $10,200 that we know is supposed to be tax-free, a recent update, the American Rescue Plan, of course, waived federal tax liability on up to $10,200 for the unemployment compensation in 2020. So it says, as of Friday, H&R Block Online has updated its online filing system to include this federal tax waiver. TurboTax told CNBC earlier this week they expected to have the software updated by Thursday as of 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Friday. The online tax software was not showing the tax exemption, okay? So most of the companies, I want to say like TurboTax, H&R Block, hopefully Jackson Hewitt, and a few of the other ones, TaxSlayer, I don't know all of them off the top of my head, are in the process of trying to update their software so that they can include this tax break on the documentation automatically, okay? Now, again, I mentioned this in my previous video, but I just want to say it to you guys again. If you guys are in the same boat as me, meaning you have already filed your 2020 tax return, if you had unemployment insurance on your 2020 tax return, they are in the process, they as in the IRS are in the process of trying to figure out how they can automatically go back into your tax return and somehow refund you for the money that you should have received, okay? So there's a possibility that they're going to do it automatically. That was from the IRS specifically. However, being that they're going back and forth, I think that what we should do right now is just kind of let them get through the stimulus payments. We know that tax returns take longer to process. I know that they're trying to speed through the stimulus payments because all they have to do is just send that out, boom, 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 and then move on to finishing up the 2020 tax return so that people can start to receive that money too. I mean, there's no guarantees, you guys. We don't know. At the end, they could very well decide that they want us to go back in for those who did claim the unemployment insurance and amend those taxes for 2020. They have not stated that yet, but it's a possibility with all of the back and forth and the hoopla that's been going on with them. It's a major possibility that they will require those who've already completed their tax returns to go back in and amend those tax returns, okay? Now, in terms of PEBT, not a whole lot has changed. I do want to do a completely separate video because it's just way too much information. What I have seen for PEBT, which is the pandemic EBT benefits for those states that have been approved, which are, let me give you guys that. Arizona, Connecticut, Delaware, Florida, Hawaii, Illinois, Indiana, Kentucky, Massachusetts, Michigan, Minnesota, Nebraska, New Mexico, North Carolina, North Dakota, Ohio, Pennsylvania, Rhode Island, South Carolina, Tennessee, Puerto Rico, Vermont, Virginia, Washington, West Virginia, Wisconsin. So for those states that I just mentioned, that is for pandemic EBT benefits. A lot of what's going on, if you have not already begun to receive your pandemic EBT benefits, because they're behind. For most states, if you were approved for the pandemic EBT extension, which means you would have received benefits for months August and September, then they have to backtrack and pay you guys now from October up until where we are right now. So I know that some states are paying it in 3 month increments, okay? Some months are paying you 2 months. It's like, it's weird. It's kind of hard to explain it, but it's like they'll pay you for January and February and March, or some months they're doing it on the reverse where they're paying you a month behind for the previous month, if that makes sense. But for as far as what I've read for all of the states, if you have not already started to receive your pandemic EBT benefits in this month, a lot of states have stated that they were going to start sending out either new cards or placing benefits on your already pre-existing PEBT cards in the month of March. Then for sure, they are stating and stressing that they're going to start sending out the PEBT benefits next month in April. Now, I know there's a lot of people that's been asking about California. I've been asking about California. The website, which what I'm looking at is the California Department of Education. They have on there that they did work with the California Department of Social Services, as well as the California Department of Education to submit a plan. So as far as the website states, they have submitted a plan. They are just awaiting approval from the United States Department of Agriculture, who is in charge of the pandemic EBT. Pandemic EBT does not come from your social services, human health services, whatever you have in your state is coming from the United States Department of Agriculture. So for the state of California, we are waiting for the USDA to approve the plan so that they can start to distribute the benefits. If you guys weren't already aware, you should be receiving an extra 15% increase as well on your pandemic EBT benefits, okay? That is also a part of this new stimulus package that has passed. So instead of getting, I believe for most states, it was $5.86 a day, it should be now around $6.80 something, $6.70 something cents a day for most states, okay? I mean, for California, we're just going to have to wait. Because I know a lot of people are asking, have we been approved? Have we been approved? We have not been approved. We are approved. All states were approved to provide pandemic EBT benefits, but they had to submit documentation to the United States Department of Agriculture explaining how they were going to distribute the benefits. They had to come up with a plan, and then that has to be approved. So each state has the choice to choose whether or not they want to participate in the pandemic EBT. The funds are there. Each state is approved to participate, but they don't have to. So those who are willing to participate have to submit documentation. And as far as I know, California has submitted documentation, but they are waiting on the United States Department of Agriculture, who is moving rather slowly to approve the documentation so that California can start to distribute the benefits for the PEBT 2.0 program, which is what everyone should be receiving right now. Those benefits for most states would have started in October, even though they would not have received payment, obviously, because we're past October, but the benefits will be retroactive from October up until now, okay? And I do know that if you were in a state that did not participate in the PEBT extension program, which was the benefits for only August and September, then your state has the option as well to apply for those, and that is also retroactive, okay? Now, I haven't seen any information when it comes to emergency SNAP benefits for the month of April, only for March. So I'm going to give you guys the names of the states that have currently been approved. And then I'm going to do a separate video discussing the payout dates for the month, the states that are still expecting their payments. Okay. So as of right now, I have nothing for April. I don't see anything for April. I don't know if you guys can see, but this is the Department of Agriculture. You can't really see, but it's the U.S. Department of Agriculture website. This is where I go generally to get information. You guys can also check your Human and Health Services. You can check any of your official state websites. You can also check your Facebook page for the Department of Human and Health Services in your state, because sometimes they will have that information available. It could be that the United States Department of Agriculture are just behind right now. Maybe they've got an overwhelming amount of new plans from new states wishing to participate in the pandemic EBT, so they haven't updated anything. I know generally they would have started. I would have seen one or two states, but I'm not seeing anything. Doesn't mean that it's not coming, but I just haven't seen anything. So for the current, for emergency SNAP allotments, for the month of March, we have Alabama, Alaska, Arizona, California, Colorado, Connecticut, Delaware, DC, Florida, Georgia, Guam, Hawaii, Idaho, Illinois, Iowa, Indiana, Kansas, Kentucky, Louisiana, Maine, Maryland, Michigan, Mississippi, Missouri, Montana, Nebraska, Nevada, New Hampshire, New Jersey, New Mexico, New York, North Carolina, North Dakota, Ohio, Oklahoma, Oregon, Pennsylvania, Rhode Island, South Carolina, South Dakota, Tennessee, Texas, Utah, Vermont, Virginia, Washington, West Virginia, Wisconsin, and Wyoming. So that is all that I have for you guys today in this update video. Remember to live, love, and elevate, and I will definitely see you guys in the next video.